Hi there, I'm Barely Breathing Reviews and I'm drinking red wine. Now, once upon a time when I was probably drinking red wine again, I decided to get some sort of podcast team assembled. Now, I looked far and wide.
Oh, you looked as far as your base.
Yes, I scraped one barrel, found another one, went even lower than that barrel, and here I am now, and I look at that first barrel in fond memory. Oh, first barrel, how I miss you, sir. Anyway, that loving first voice you heard then belonged to Scott.
Hello, I'm Scott, and this is my first AA meeting.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, I'm your weekly special guest, Claire. I'm drinking beer like a real person. I have the role of useless chick.
Very important role. Right, what are we doing? How is everyone anyway?
Feeling good?
I'm good.
Drinking is good. It's good. Anyway, this is mainly a film/TV thing that we decided to just throw together randomly, probably veering off subject a lot and mainly consisting of useless crap that not even we want to listen to, so good luck to you guys. The language will be foul. It's going to get quite disgusting pretty quickly, so we haven't sworn up until then, so we haven't broken the disclaimer. Now that we've put that up, let's fucking get on with it, shall we?
Yeah.
Right then, movie news, and I'm glad that I'm having to pronounce this early before I finish this wine. Pacific Rim, we all know what that is. For the listeners, it's, apart from being
a 70s porno.
Apart from being my favourite film in 2013, kaiju movie, you know, like Godzilla and stuff like that. Plot's very, very similar to Independence Day. Portal opens up in the Pacific Ocean, monsters come out of it, and humanity unites to destroy them off by building the Jaegers. They're giant robots. Anyway, talk about it later. It's a really good film, blah. Guillermo del Toro, who was the director of the first one, recently he's going to do a sequel, apparently. They're looking to do at least 2 or 3. The third one, he wants to involve Godzilla.
Oh, really?
Because it's made by the same studio and stuff like that, and it's set in the same kind of time zone. They're going to try and include Godzilla in the third movie.
The movie isn't better with Godzilla in it. I mean, you know, white chicks needed one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Godzilla game, then fuck that.
Oh, God, that was awful. He has a dodge mechanic.
Yeah.
In the game.
I never played
Oh,
it.
Godzilla in this game, he can dodge. Here goes a fist, dodges out the way.
I'm just imagining it. I haven't seen the actual thing itself. I'm just imagining, like, you know, when you press circle and they kind of like do a tuck and roll thing. I'm just imagining Godzilla just tucking and rolling or ragdolling a tank or something.
Oh, he drifted to the left.
Anyway, the director who's going to do the second film, no one knows when it's out. It's being delayed, scripts, blah. Anyway, he sat down with someone and he thinks this particular person deserves to have their own Jaeger, include her in the film as a driver of one of the Jaegers. And you won't believe who it was. I was quite surprised, found out. I can break it down. It's a Game of Thrones character.
Okay.
I'm not expecting you to know the actress's name.
Okay, so it's a woman.
Yes.
Accurate.
That's narrowed it down to like 4 people.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh, is it Natalie
Khaleesi.
Dormer?
It's not. I wish it was Natalie.
Oh,
Dormer.
I wish it was.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's what's her name? Clark.
Amelia Clark.
Amelia Clark.
Yes.
Yeah, very talented.
Oh, don't say it's the gingerhead bitch.
Sounds like there's only one left now.
Are you?
Oh yeah, he sat down with Macy Williams and
Ooh.
it was on his Twitter. He said that he had lunch with her and he was like, if this film gets made, she has to have her own Jaeger. And he also wanted to kind of link it with Game of Thrones. He wanted her character to be blind, obviously.
Spoilers?
Well, it's in I'm sure I covered it in the disclaimer. No. I know I didn't cover it in the disclaimer. But season 5 finished months ago. If you're not caught up, then shame on you. She was going to be blind and they're covering it because it's a neural interface thing when they're connected to the robots. They don't actually need sight. They're connected through the brain. But yeah.
I still can't believe that she's only 18. The actress
Oh,
is 18
really?
now, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Got her own little vlog on YouTube. She's got her own channel.
Yeah, she
posts
does Vines, doesn't she?
She's done a lot of Vines. She's done some very funny ones. A lot of them mainly singing of the Lion King, holding up the curb. That tune.
Circle of Life.
I can't remember. It goes that one when he just basically holds up her name. Yeah, that bit.
That's
all she does. A lot of hers is just holding something up, just yelling that tune out. It's actually, don't know why. It's fucking hilarious still though. Same tune, same thing really.
Yes, when Michael Jackson did it, it was not funny. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, let's move on from that.
Well, sticking with it, I mean, it got me thinking, who else would be good Game of Thrones wise piloting a Jaeger? Because the Mountain doesn't count because he's practically a Jaeger now.
Yeah, he needs no help with that. It would be nice to see Sophie Turner doing an active fighting role, because she seems to have been playing submissive in Game of Thrones. I think she might be coming into her own in the next season, but I'd like to see her actually fighting in a role rather than just standing and looking beautiful.
I would love to see Jaqen H'ghar pilot a Jaeger. Because the planet would be destroyed. It would happen around him, and he's just standing there in a Jaeger going, a man does not choose to do what other men choose. A man chooses when he wants to choose. As the world around him is crumbling and he's getting eaten apart. A man does not choose to be eaten apart unless he chooses. It's just the most useless Jaeger of all time. I'm trying to think of other people.
I'm just going to go typical and say Tyrion. I think that'd fucking be badass.
An alcoholic giant robot, basically.
How can that go wrong?
Can't go wrong at all.
Maybe Sean Bean, but we know he'd die within the first 30 seconds and then never feature for the rest of the film.
You know that he was shot in a bar recently? Stabbed or shot, I can't really remember. No, stabbed slightly in a bar recently. You'll have to research this, so I could be talking complete bullshit. But I swear I read somewhere where he was stabbed in a bar defending an old Playboy model, and he didn't ask for any medical assistance. He just sat up on the bar and ordered another drink. This man in real life cannot die. He's already died 50 times, or God knows how many.
It was out, according to the Daily Mail, so, reliable source there. It was outside the Hill Bar and Patisserie in Camden, in London, Sunday evening. Yeah, the model, April Summers.
I recognise that name.
Yeah, she's a glamour model, and apparently worth getting stabbed for.
Oh.
That would be a bit of a confidence boost, wouldn't it, if someone was willing to get stabbed for the sake of your health.
You think he'd get a sacked on the second date then?
Well, she might get a call back, I know, it sounds a bit clingy though, doesn't it?
It does actually. Bron? It would be fucking hilarious. But I don't think it would fit the time right, actually, with his sense of humour. I don't think it would fit the film.
Well, they have to be neurally connected, don't they? So they have to have very similar personality traits. So...
Oh, you mean towards...
Because it takes
okay,
two
so
people
I didn't mean
to...
yeah, it does. I didn't realise you mean linked with her as well. I thought it just meant in general.
Oh, the two that would get linked together, Jon Snow and a plank of wood, probably go back to Sticking to the Game of Thrones thing, there was... The movie has been rumoured constantly, and the latest thing going on about it is that they were going to have one that isn't in time with the current series, like it was going to be a prequel, and a lot of... Well, it was rumoured, I don't know by who, said that it was going to be about Robert's Rebellion before...
That would actually be really good.
It would be good, and it was also rumoured that George R.R. Martin would have no input or say in it whatsoever, and within, God knows how, but pretty soon after that, it was denied by George R.R. Martin himself, saying, I'm not saying there is a movie, but if it was, it wouldn't be about Robert's Rebellion, which means there is going to be a movie, I'm going to be involved, and it's not going to be about Robert's Rebellion.
Yeah, well, he owns the rights to it, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, he's the... I doubt there's I doubt there's a decision that isn't ran by him before it's made.
Everything Game of Thrones related would have to be approved by him.
I think that would be awesome, though. Especially if the fight with the Targaryens.
Well, nothing lately with Tolkien has been approved with Tolkien. God damn it, Tauriel, why? Anyway.
Oh god, that was such a terrible, terrible film. I saw it again the other day, thinking, no, I'm surely I remember it.
Which one? Sorry.
The last one, the Battle of the Five Armies.
Yeah,
because I watched it once and thought that was shite.
Yeah.
Because of just how far they strayed from the book. I mean, making up their own characters. I mean, as much as I love...
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah, as much as I love her as an actress, I think she's brilliant.
She's been doing well lately. She was in Ant-Man. I thought she was pretty good in Ant-Man. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
She couldn't exactly do much with the lines that she was given, could she?
No.
If this is love, then I don't want it. Oh, God, it wanted me to vomit. It's disgusting. And I only counted 4 armies, technically.
Well, we had the orcs, obviously.
Yeah.
The men, the elves, the dwarves, and they counted the bats as one.
Did they? I thought the orcs and the goblin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One by the pale orc, him, and his brother friend.
You had Azog the Defiler and Bolg.
They counted each of their armies as 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that they're different. In the books, it's men, elves, dwarves, wargs, and bats.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't even think that they read the last part of the book to make that film, to be honest.
They may as well have just used it as an elaborate coaster. And I watched it again the other day and it was just terrible.
It still made my top 3 of 2014. You've seen the video.
Out of the whole franchise, that one was definitely, I felt, most disappointing.
They got worse as it progressed. I thought
Yeah.
the first one was good, quite good, actually.
Because it's such an important set of films. The Lord of the Rings films were brilliant. They had every opportunity to make an incredible films with the Hobbits, and they left me feeling a bit flat.
I don't remember the figures exactly, but I remember ages ago watching the making of The Hobbit, and Andy Serkis was talking to Peter Jackson. For some reason, the Hobbit trilogy took much longer to make than the Lord of the Rings trilogy did, and I don't know why, because the Lord of the Rings is aging well, and The Hobbit, already you can see where they've faltered on the CGI.
Yeah.
When you use too much, it does
that's
age it.
it.
It ages it quickly.
Too much CGI.
They're teasing us with the idea of making the Silmarillion. I don't think it belongs on the big screen.
It's such a complicated book.
It would have to be something on Netflix in a series, or a series in general. There's no way they could just release 3 films, and it's more of a collection of notes rather than an actual story. I don't think the Tolkien Society and his family are giving up the rights for it to be released onto the big screen anyway. I'd watch it, probably review it.
You'd have to.
But yeah, that's it. So yeah, the Game of Thrones movie is completely like saying, well, if there is a movie, it's not about this, and it will be my movie.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Well, yeah.
It is his source material.
It's his baby.
Speaking of Game of Thrones and all, with the Comic-Con coming up, looking forward to that. And saw a few people dressing up as Game of Thrones, and also one of them for the signage and all. And also see that one with the disabled guy in the wheelchair, and he made it into a huge fucking throne. He was just going around his throne of sword. Portable man.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, he could get anywhere. I want to go to the kitchen. Fucking go to the kitchen. Don't even get up. Get himself a fucking beer. Use one of the swords to open the beer, and he's away.
We saw that at Bloodstock, didn't we? When we went to that festival. This
Yes,
massive, impossible to see when it's in front of you thing, but it was too impressive to not look at it.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? Yes, it was that guy, and he had a mobility scooter. And he had wrapped the whole thing in some kind of elaborate throne. It was brilliant. But yeah, if you were standing behind it, there was no way you could see, which was a bit of a fucking
But it's
nightmare.
okay because it's so impressive. You don't mind it blocking your view. It's Comic-Con soon, isn't it? We're recording at the almost mid-October. In case you were wondering, if you're listening to this in the future, if you've gotten this far, congratulations. I mean, I'm barely getting involved in this. When is it?
Yeah, 21st to the 22nd of November 2015, the NEC Birmingham.
Go to it.
Get your tickets, guys. If you are going to Comic-Con, they have a very useful website that tells you how many tickets have sold. Weekend tickets, 45% sold out. Saturday priority, over half have gone already. So over half of the tickets have already sold. So get in quick, guys.
But the great thing is we can get a 4-pint pitcher, which you can just walk around drinking.
If you do decide to consume alcohol there, and I strongly recommend you do, we came up with, this is a few years ago, the first time we ever went, we came up with a Comic-Con drinking game. We have certain rules, like if you see someone dressed as, any child dressed as the Avengers, drink.
Anyone which is dressing as the opposite sex character,
Drink.
which can get a bit, because most people think Loki.
A lot of females
He's
went as Loki.
actually a man. Loki was a woman.
No
Oh.
way. There
Yeah.
we are.
And because of that, it's very confusing, so we just drink up both Lokis, and we get both grounds.
Well, equal opportunities. It's
Yeah.
really important.
And we suffer having to have more beer. The pain.
I know. Thank you for suffering and sacrificing yourself.
You're welcome.
It's like a public service.
It is. I should get paid.
You should get paid. You should write to the council. Like if you see a Spider-Man take a shot like that, no?
Basically, you walk around, you see kids dressed as the Avengers, you just drink. You see someone dressed as the opposite sex, you drink.
You have your... we had our own like personal ones. Like I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, so if I saw anyone dressed as anything from like the Tolkien world, I drank. Yours was...
Make it a solid. I haven't managed to drink yet. I might as well just down a picture because it would never fucking
This
happen.
year, it's going to be huge.
And guess what? Metal Gear Solid is going to Comic-Con this year. Mate.
You are.
Yes. The original outfit I want to get is like $265 to get everything. But
It sounds like a sound investment to me.
It does. Well, I'm going to start with 106, which is like basically you can tell who he is, and then I'm going to work on it from that.
The basic...
I think it might be easy to chop my own arm off and just arch a robotic
Because
arm.
you've got
Possibly.
the Metal Gear arm. You could just use that for the loss.
What? Do you know he's half the size of my... So it'd be a mixture of fucking Scary Movie. I get my strong hand. Hold on to my strong hand. No.
I baste the turkey like this.
Literally, I'll walk around like that. I might as well just do that.
Bless you, child.
And also...
I've just got a mix of them.
You should go as like a hybrid between the two.
Someone should go with him as Comic-Con.
Well, it's not unusual for people to cross over their characters, is it?
No.
Yeah, I've just opened a beer. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, like that guy that dressed up as the Big Lebowski crossed with the Ood from Doctor Who. Have a look at it because it is hilarious. You know how they hold their brains in the palm of their hand?
Yes.
He was holding a White Russian. It was hilarious.
Glowing.
It's brilliant. Yeah, glowing, of course, because this is Comic-Con. You've got to go all out.
He could go as Santa Claus, as the Ood, and
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski whilst holding eggnog, whilst carting a sleigh. That'd be interesting. Sorry, I just thought out loud then.
But one of my actual outfits, which I nicked an arrow from you,
Okay.
I put it to my leg with a bandage around, and I just walked around with an arrow through my knee. Now in Skyrim, it was a huge joke, because like you go to someone and goes, oh, I used to be a great warrior. Then I took an arrow to the knee. And he just came up with everything. And one guy dressed completely in Star Wars outfit, which probably cost...
ridiculous amounts.
Yeah, I would have said easily £800 or whatever. It looked fantastic. Laughed and thought my costume was amazing. I wore my normal clothes and I just put an arrow basically through my knee. And I know I had so many people mention about it.
You've got to love the enthusiasm of Comic-Con,
Yeah.
haven't you? I mean, it's a real family. Like, you feel like a real family, no?
Yeah.
You do well. You should go to one and find out.
One of them, actually, the last one we went to, who was that wrestler that was there? God. She had a picture, literally, lifting up someone over her fucking shoulders. She had the one of the kids over there, and that was the picture.
That's brilliant.
It was the alpha female. I spoke to her, actually, yeah.
You did.
Yeah,
the big blonde, very... Oh, God, she was muscular.
She
You
was
were not a girl you want to mess with.
She lifts, yeah?
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. She lifts the lifter.
Quick one. Who's going this year, celebrity-wise? Or last time I went, it was Red Dwarf. They did a...
You got quite pissed off thinking he's getting paid to drink, to sign stuff, which
Craig-
people are paying him for.
Craig Charles wasn't there that time with the whole cast, but he was there signing some other stuff in his own individual store. He was wasted. It was like from 10 in the morning till I think it's like 5 in the evening. He had like a crate of beer, and he was just signing it, drinking the beer, signing it, drinking the beer. People handing him money for this. It was just like, damn it.
That's the life.
Yeah.
When he's not in between filming Corrie.
Isn't he off Corrie now?
I don't even know.
I have no idea. I don't even watch it. Fuck that shit.
Well, due to the recent, the $6 million man, Lee Mayers, he's going. But, obviously, due to Star Wars coming up, there's a shit ton of Star Wars people going. Mainly Stormtroopers.
It'll be good. Go if you can go. I'd strongly recommend it. It's a good vibe. You don't have to feel pressured into cosplaying. It's actually a 50-50 split of cosplayers and non-cosplayers. I've gone as both, and it's all good. There's alcohol anyway, so yeah, go nuts.
I feel like I should actually go this year.
You should actually go. Come, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll come. I could dress as Loki, so every time you look at me, you have to down your drink. I'm quite happy to fuck.
Well, no,
doing
because
that way.
technically you're not dressing the opposite. You're dressing the correct sex.
Oh shit. Okay.
But we do drink for both, so it's fine.
Ah, that's alright then. What do you think I should go as?
You're sitting there in a stormtrooper onesie.
To be honest,
you
you just need the fucking helmet. You're sorted. You can get them cheap for plastic.
Oh well, that makes me happy.
Sometimes the Star Wars people literally just do an entire walk all the way around, and the stormtroopers do come up to you and have pictures that get you, like, arrest you and everything.
Are they hot?
Yeah, they're all the same as well.
Fine.
Good one, the clone. So one's hot, they're all hot.
Oh, that's brilliant. Imagine
And if you
cloned
destroy one, you
everyone.
just get the next one. With the Planet of the Apes, which some of them do, they actually do pick up random women and just run off with them and everything. And the one guy, remember the boyfriend, started laughing as she was screaming his name out to help him, and he was just pointing and laughing.
That's brilliant.
And there's always the Alien and Predator, where the alien has a pink collar, it's husband and wife, and he takes her around on a lead and stuff.
Oh, that's very sweet.
And there's loads of pictures of them in the park, on the swings, everything.
Life,
It's
yeah.
fucking awesome. The Predator stuff, some of the Predator ones, fucking hell, they look good.
I can imagine people go all out with their costume. That's the thing that, it just seems really lovely about it, just the enthusiasm and the happiness of these people.
But there's two types of all out. You've got the all out where the people got money.
Yeah.
And you've got the all out where people don't have money, but you can see the amount of effort they put in. It still looks fucking awesome.
Yeah. Because
Really
didn't Daniel Radcliffe go to Comic-Con as Spider-Man? And because he had the whole suit, the mask, everything, people had no idea that he was there. And he said it was brilliant that he was able to just walk around the people as just part of the crowd instead of having people coming up to him and stuff. He could properly enjoy it instead of being like a celebrity in amongst it.
The Breaking Bad guy did that, though. I can't remember his name.
Jesse Pinkman?
No, the other one. Walter.
Bryan Cranston is the name that you're looking for. And going back to movie news, Bryan Cranston, Heisenberg, Walter White, Hal from Malcolm in the Middle, is set to play, there's no official arrangement that's been made, but he's set to play in the near future an original Marvel villain, as in completely from scratch, one that Marvel's Tauriel, if you were, one that wasn't in the comics or anything like that. It's an original Marvel villain that I'm guessing he and the producers of the movie is going to be in will create create.
Let's hope his lines are better.
It said he wants to be a villain. What type of villain do you think that he'd be? I can't see him being like a Bane, for example, where he's a physically dominant guy. I could see him more as an evil Professor X.
Or like a Joker type character.
Maybe.
No, he's too hyper. The Joker is, I think,
Do you
for
think
it.
he's
Too
more
much.
chill?
He's more, I know what I
Calculated?
want. Yeah, he knows. It's
Like
more...
Like an evil, as I said, evil Professor X, a man with incredible telepathy, can control people with his mind. I can see him as that, like being a man who doesn't get his hands dirty because he doesn't have to.
Yeah, okay.
Because he can obviously...
Very psychological,
Yeah, like he's
calculated.
very manipulative, very manipulative. But that's how I see him as. I can't imagine him in a Jaeger, for example.
Yeah. So what is it that he is going to play?
There's no say of what movie he's going to be and how he's going to be involved in the Marvel world. It's just said that he will be playing an original Marvel villain in the near future. As I said, it'll be something that's not in the comic books at all, something that's completely fresh. I hope he wasn't inspired by Tauriel. I think it'll be interesting.
He said he would like to play a role of Sinister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said in an interview with The Independent that he wants to create one from scratch. I don't know what I would do, but it would be nasty. So it'd be like a nasty character.
But the thing is, ever since he's done Breaking Bad, it seems to have gone very much villainy. Before, he used to play that whole, like, uncontrollable, funny, laughable guy like I know from Malcolm in the Middle. Really, that's what, to be honest, I don't really think I know him from. Apart from, he was in...
How I Met Your Mother.
And he was in Godzilla as well.
He actually did that really well.
Yeah, he did. It's a shame he wasn't involved so much. I didn't rate Godzilla that much. I rated the last half hour heavily. The new release.
The newer one, yeah.
It's all that weird fucking creatures.
The kaiju in it were very boring and very basic, and
You don't want no basic bitches
Well, maybe
in a
if-
Godzilla film.
I would have settled for it if it wasn't for Pacific Rim, where it's just simply been done better. Godzilla was barely involved in his own movie for the first 2/3.
Well, it's like King Kong. I mean, like how hundreds of hours that film feels like. Like literally an hour and a half into it, and I still hadn't seen a fucking monkey.
Andy Serkis played King Kong.
Did he?
Yeah, he studied apes for a very long time before doing
Before
it.
Smeagol or before?
Oh no, this is
Post.
This is
Lord of the Rings.
actually, I think it was mid Lord of the Rings. I think the Fellowship had been released.
Okay,
The
so
two-
it's like in between
yeah, it was-
bits and shit.
But yeah, he studied apes in the Congo for a very long time, and he was obviously went to and he played King Kong. And he is also going to be involved in the new Star Wars movie at some point. A lot of people thought he was going to play Kylo Ren at one point, the main villain. I have Star Wars news actually. JJ Abrams has been given the final cut, which basically is the edited version that goes on screen. Usually they film obviously, and they have all the scenes together as well. And they get sent to the execs, and they have the final say, and they chop it up and they decide, you know, what's obviously
Going to go on screen.
what goes on, what's appropriate for the rating that it's been given. However, the execs have said no, we're leaving it up to you.
Okay, so that's a bit of a different turn.
So technically, what we're going to get of Star Wars is the director's cut, because he's been given the final cut. It's up to him. So he's been given the opportunity to make the Star Wars movie that he wants to make.
Okay, do we trust it in his hands?
Obviously, J.J. Abrams being announced as the Star Wars director is very old news, and I'm still extremely dubious about it.
Well, fans have been dubious about the whole thing since Disney purchased Lucasfilm. People have been worried about it being corrupted by being Disneyfied.
Abrams has said that it's not a Disneyfied film.
No, okay.
No, but he did write Lost.
But before I saw any of the trailers and when it was announced, I don't trust J.J. Abrams to make an amazing Star Wars movie, which we all want to see. In his work so far, I haven't seen anything like he did Lost, he did Super 8. Super 8 was basically an E.T. tribute movie. He did Star Trek Into Darkness, which frankly was shit. The only great piece of work that I see him as noteworthy in is when he co-wrote the last Airbender anime episode, The Drill, which happens to be my favourite episode of the last Airbender, but that's a completely different story. I don't think that he's got good enough back catalogue to show us a good Star Wars movie. To me, he hasn't shown me the talent that's worthy enough to direct a Star Wars movie, the 7th Star Wars movie, the one that people have been waiting for. A movie that a lot of old school Star Wars fans don't even think should exist in the first place, and in ways that I'm one of them. None of his work is bad. It's good. It's fine.
They have vigorously milked the cash cow.
Yeah, I don't want to
What
see...
with the Mission Impossibles after Mission Impossible?
He did
Yes,
Mission
exactly.
Impossible. He did Mission Impossible 3. I think he directed 3. He was involved in the latest one.
The Rogue one, yeah. And
Yeah.
then there's also Impossible 6.
This man is in charge of Star Trek and Star Wars. I don't think those two franchises should be placed in the hands of one man. A completely different argument for a completely different time. As I said, I basically don't trust him. I trust him to make a good Star Wars movie. I'm sure it'll be fine, but it's Star Wars. It's going to make $1 billion, dollars, whatever, on the name alone. Why not push it for something different? Why not try something that's out there? I think that he'll basically be handcuffed to his safety net. He's not using CGI. I respect that a lot, going back to the original roots and that, but I just genuinely don't trust him. I don't want to come away from a Star Wars movie and say it was alright, because you shouldn't have to come away from a movie with this much heritage to say it's alright. I mean, the effects of the original one still hold up to today's standards, but the Phantom Menace's ones,
CGI a killer.
I'm just very dubious about it. I've seen the trailer. I mean, I'm very aware that I could be completely wrong about everything that I've said. I'm basically telling you the first paragraph in the review that I'm going to do, because I am reviewing it, obviously. I really do hope I'm wrong. Honestly, I don't give a shit about Star Trek. He can butcher that as much as he wants, but I hope that he does the title of Star Wars justice. Maybe whoever put him in charge of both of these sees something that we'd obviously don't, but he hasn't made anything so far that would make me say, yes, that's a great choice for this movie.
Maybe this is going to be the movie that turns it around. Maybe we'll be completely wrong about it, and this will be the film that we will say, yes, JJ Abrams did a brilliant job of it, and that will kickstart a whole series of films that are also going to be brilliant. That might happen.
It might happen, but
The likeliness
why
is-
put Star Wars on the line for that?
Someone obviously believes in it.
Someone obviously, but it's going to profit shitloads from the movies alone, as well. Not even mentioning the action figures, the
merchandise,
games. There's going to be
yeah.
there's talk of a TV series. I'm very dubious going into it.
Because he turned down the opportunity to helm the film, only to wind up signing a deal like a month later. That was in December 2012. He turned it down and then changed his mind by January. So it's pretty clear that Disney and Lucasfilm really wanted Abrams to make the film, but we're a bit worried. It comes out September 18th.
I will say, I mean, obviously we can't tell you what the movie's like because no one's obviously seen it yet, and I think it, as I said, I just don't want to walk away from watching it going, yeah, it was alright.
Well, I hope he does do well, because especially for the fact that he's going to be producing for Half-Life and Portal.
Really? So Valve
Yeah.
are interested in him.
So I hope he doesn't fuck up, and I hope this does sort of shit out so these things go well. I don't want more fucker.
But yeah, it will, well, obviously when it comes out is, that's when we'll lay judgment, but the bottom line is that none of his previous work has shown me a reason for him to be worthy of directing Star Wars. There are people who've just graduated from university who'd kill for this sort of material and who could probably make a better Star Wars. I'm actually saying this quite hypocritically because I thought the trailers were awesome.
Some of the robotics in particular look just incredible.
BB-8, that bastard. I finished animating him last week. That fucking bastard is so hard to draw. Oh my god. All it is a half a hexagon stuck on top of a football. But fucking hell, it was so hard to animate that prick.
I love the little BB-8 toy you can get, though. Have you seen it?
I have seen it, yeah.
Oh, get an app and you can actually do a recording of your face and you can tell it to play, and wherever it is, it'll come up like a hologram on your phone, playing the message that you send. You send it on patrol and everything.
No one gave a shit. There was a thing that we watched. It's actually for when I was animating it. You and me watched this. It was like a seminar. They were talking about obviously the production of the Star Wars movie. They brought out the droids and R2D2. And everyone's like, "Yeah, look how cool he is." And then BB-8 turned up. No one gave a shit about R2D2 the second that this droid came on. It looks awesome. I don't know, it's probably more of a merchandise thing. Every kid's going to want one of those. It's no coincidence that it's coming out 7 days before Christmas. I thought it was out December 17th. I swear it was at some point, but yeah.
Well, Disney bought Lucasfilm $4.05 billion for the ownership of Lucasfilm and the rights to Star Wars. That was in October 2012. So they're going to want to cash in as much as they can on this franchise.
The movie itself will profit so much.
When they make the other two, it still end up profiting because people still want to buy them to have the collection.
Exactly. We're still going to go and see it, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll probably
I mean,
see the one after.
There's 3 people in this room right now, and 2 of us are wearing Star Wars clothing.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Stormtrooper onesie.
I'm wearing a TIE Fighter t-shirt, so
So we're clearly invested too.
Yeah.
I've still got my N64 with the 2 Star Wars games and the pod racing.
I loved the pod racing game. Never got into Star Wars, The Old Republic, the MMO. I mean, I remember playing Star Wars games on the PS1 at the time. The Phantom Menace. It was quite hard actually. What's come out since? There's that pod racing game. There was that MMO.
The online.
Yes,
MMO.
The Old Republic.
No, that was an awesome online game. We played many hours at fucking doing it, making lightsabers, changing all the little gems and shit. It was really good. I think it's actually free to play with like you pay on or something.
It's it's definitely free to play.
I wonder they'll upgrade it with the new fucking lightsaber.
The Kylo Ren lightsaber. It's already been involved in something else. That lightsaber has one of the, I think it was the animated series or book.
It just doesn't look right though.
When I first saw the screenshot of the trailer, I pissed myself laughing.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It has no function whatsoever. Yes, it can defend, but
What
I
I
can
don't
imagine-
understand though is you've got the handle, which you can obviously hold, but then 2 parts on the hilt that are meant to protect your hand from, I'm guessing, oncoming attacks, but also to stop your hand from sliding up the blade. Dangerous. So you could. What if you slipped?
the phrase double-edged sword is perfect for this because it's your enemy at the same time.
Exactly. If you slipped with that thing, you'd take off a finger. It's not practical as
And
a
it's
weapon.
not just that as well. When you're moving it around, you got that extra little bit as well. So it's not even your hand slipping. You got like 6 inches or so on the other side. So you bring it down, like down near your leg. Cut your leg.
Yeah, you can cut your leg off easily with that. It's
Literally,
not
do you think that
practical.
meeting just went, we give it mini ones on the sides? Yeah, I mean, well, they have to spice it up due to the fact is they took the purple idea with Samuel Jackson, didn't they? So what's next? They can't just give a different colour because that'd be copying what they did before.
Hands down, the best lightsaber in Star Wars, in the Star Wars, is Darth Maul's double-ended lightsaber. That thing was amazing. Like, do you remember when they first showed it in the Phantom Menace when he did one? I was like, yeah, and then the other one came out, and you're like, oh
Whoa.
shit.
Yeah, it was a game changer.
It was a massive game changer, and one-on-one, I think he could have destroyed both of them quite easily. And because if we're talking about Darth Maul,
How did we get onto this?
The guy who has hardly fucking screen time.
I mean, I've got my notes in front of me here, and they're just like, come on, man.
Yeah, you and your notes are pitying you. Right?
Oh, gee. Well, what have we got on these notes? Oh yeah, there's no Howard the Duck movie. Cute little segue that I just did for you there.
Adorable.
Yeah,
He
no,
had sex in the last film with a fucking human.
I haven't seen that movie.
You need to see the film.
I know,
It's fucking weird. He
uh,
beats people up. He has sex with women. And the old because he gets shot from another dimension in a chair.
So it's loosely based on Charlie Sheen's life. I say loosely.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah, there's no Howard the Duck movie, despite the Guardians of the Galaxy cameo he did at the end.
That sucks, man.
I still need to see Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's
What?
I know, I still haven't seen
the
it.
second best.
It's funny.
Yeah?
It's upbeat. It's good. It's like
Is
it's
it
not
that-
a Marvel film. I know it's a Marvel film, but like if you go by watching all the other like superheroes, they're very much the same. It's different.
Isn't Karen Gillan in that from Doctor Who? Amy Pond from Doctor
Yes,
Who?
yes.
I
She
think
actually
she's
shaved her
brilliant.
head for that scene.
Yes, yeah, that's what I read.
Completely
I think
is.
she is brilliant.
It's-
Oh, she is.
I love Karen Gillan. I think she's very, very talented and clearly stunning.
It's a great film. It came second in Barely Breathing Film of the Year anyway.
Prestigious award. up there.
Yeah. It will mean something one day, maybe.
Never.
No. Yeah, as I said in my kind of half review of it, you can go in without knowing anything about the Marvel Universe because it's on its own, it's great, and to the Marvel series, it's a giant, brilliant addition. It has a serious amount of potential.
Yeah, because I'm a pretty Marvel novice, I would say. So I would still be able to access this film. I'd be alright with it.
Oh hell yeah! You could literally just go in knowing nothing about it and enjoy the crap out of it.
So that's what you want. I mean, it can be frustrating for loyal fans to have to sit through the character building and everything for the benefit of those who don't know
Oh,
it.
that makes me think of fucking the new Fantastic Four, and that's a piece of shit.
Do you want to talk about it? I feel like you need to get this off
Oh, it is so bad. It's just bad. It's just
your chest.
bad.
Bad.
I don't know. It is literally just like, let's just throw one out there, just throw a shit film out there, because the next film we can make after that will probably look better than the shit we just gave you then. And it's the whole story. And the fighting wasn't even that great. And the short amount of it was so pathetic. It didn't even make up for the film. It was just so slow, boring, and shit. They could have told the whole fucking thing within 5 minutes. Come on, the Powerpuff Girls. Everything you need to know is in the fucking intro. Come on, the theme is sorted.
Yeah,
Done. Do it with a Fantastic
Can
Four.
we not besmirch the name of the Powerpuff Girls? I mean, the chemistry between the characters was shit. Whoever decided that each actor was playing that particular character deserves to be shot, basically. The screenplay is awful, the music is terrible, the action is
the Thing's voice. Sound like a fucking girl.
It was all just so bad. It is the worst Fantastic Four movie so far.
How was Kate Mara in it? Because I've only known her from House of Cards, and she was.
I didn't bother researching the movie because I didn't want to put more effort into the movie than the people who made the movie did. So I don't have a fucking clue who was in that movie to begin with.
Apparently the guy who produced it, he tweeted that wasn't the film
movie
he
yeah.
made. So it'd be very interesting.
She played scientist Sue Storm.
Is that the blonde bitch, the main blonde bitch?
I don't think it was main blonde bitch.
I think looking at the images, it looks. She does look blonde in the film.
Was she the Invisible Woman?
Yeah, it's the Invisible Woman. I told you, blonde bitch. No,
well,
it wasn't
she's
that
a very
good.
talented blonde bitch.
Well, she's
in
ruined.
House of Cards.
Well, not in this.
I didn't know it was her because we didn't see her much.
Fair enough. Dickhead you are.
She was invisible a lot of it, though.
Oh, I do love
Barely.
House of Cards.
The first 2/3 of that film could have been done in a 1-minute flashback. The whole thing was basically an origins movie about how they got their powers. There was practically fuck all going on in most first part of the movie anyway. A token action scene which was shit anyway at the end with obviously Doctor Doom and the rest of them. And no, it was
pure torture and hell to watch it on loop one after.
It may end up in my 2015 review, maybe, depending on how.
I feel like you'd be wasting time and effort trying to.
Yeah,
I think we're already wasting time and effort carrying on the conversation about it.
Yes, fuck that. Don't watch it. Don't have anything to do with it. You don't need to watch it. You don't need the Fantastic Four in your life at all. Right. So yeah. Anyway, Howard the Duck isn't going to get its own standalone movie for reasons I don't know. I think it was Seth Green who told us this. But because of his little cameo that he did at the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, he's had his own comic book, new stories. New Howard the Duck comic books.
Ooh.
They've said that he'll probably do some future cameos in more Marvel movies, but he won't be the protagonist at any point, but which is fair enough. I mean,
so with the new comics, it sounds like they're taking them out the vault.
The vault.
Segue.
Beautiful segue there. Yeah, he's inferring to the Disney Vault, which I only recently heard about. So yeah, the Vault.
What is the Vault?
It's the term used by Walt Disney Studios.
Did you say Vault Disney?
I said Walt Disney.
If they called it Vault Disney just for that.
I know, I was thinking that was actually kind of cool.
I misheard you then.
They missed a trick there, didn't they? Well, we can call it Vault Disney if we like. Screw you, home entertainment. This is our thing now. It's a policy of putting home video releases of the animated features on moratorium. The films are only available for purchase for a limited time. After that, it's put in the vault and not made available for like several years at a time. So you have to really plan your purchases according to when they're released. So things that have come out in recent years: Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio and Fantasia, Dumbo, Bambi. So what we want to know is what is coming out of Vault soon and what's going in. So films coming out of the Vault right now, as of the 10th of February, 101 Dalmatians. But the most recent, 6th of October this was, is the Diamond edition of Aladdin.
Ooh,
great film.
Yeah. So as of February 2016, you can expect to see Pinocchio. You can still purchase The Little Mermaid and The Jungle Book until 30th of April 2015, so you've missed it. But they go back into the vault. So quick if you want to add these to your movie library.
Fucking parrot, best character.
They're brilliant films.
So there's a time limit on when they go back in?
Yeah, so they'll only release them for a short amount of time.
Basically, let's make the money and the crap out of this one. Okay, it's going to die down. Let's get the next film. And this sounds, to be honest, it's quite a good idea. It's rinse and repeat of creating new money ideas from the next generation of kids are young enough to not even know about it.
Yeah.
And it's brand new to them.
The company itself states that the reason why this is done is to control the market and to allow allow Disney films to be fresh for new generations of young children. So, of course, as a side effect, this makes the Disney films a prime target piracy as well, which is a shame.
Is this strictly animated films? Because you haven't mentioned any real-time films there. Like, there's no Pirates of the Caribbean, for example, there.
Not that I can see on the list. So
101 Dalmatian was people film as well.
I think it was, you must be on. What year? What?
The 101 Dalmatians. It was the animated.
The animated, yeah.
I think they are. Yeah. So the movies that are currently considered part of the vault are Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, Fantasia, Dumbo, Bambi, Cinderella.
Dumbo.
Yeah, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, Jungle Book, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin and the Lion King.
I can see a house flower. Fucking love Dumbo.
Yeah, but I had no idea about this vault until recently, so it kind of makes me want to have all of these films. Like, I'm kind of making it my personal mission to purchase all of these at some point, so I have the collection.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is Wreck-It Ralph on that?
The ones I read out were the ones currently in the vault, other than Aladdin.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph.
They're the ones on pause, I think.
Yeah, these are the ones on pause.
Wreck-It Ralph needs a sequel. I don't know if there is being a sequel being made. Because I remember, I reviewed the film. It's a great film. Actually, a really good film. There's so much potential. They've said that they want him to be in an MMO world, which I think would be hilarious.
It would be.
Ralph in an MMO world.
What stage of MMO? Like the older times when it was actually slightly better, to the point of now where it's just got these twats on there yelling at you, abusing you, and telling them how they're going to kill you or something like that.
Apparently there is talk of a sequel. John C. Reilly announced...
He played Fix-It Felix, if I remember correctly.
Well, he says that he's announced that...
John C. Reilly, he played Ralph.
Oh my god, I'm thinking of Jack Bray. Why would I mix Jack Bray with John C. Reilly? Sorry.
Jack McBrayer played...
Wine and beer and...
Anyway, he's signed on for Wreck-It Ralph 2, so he's revealed that, so it's clearly going to happen, which is a bonus. And that was the 12th of July that came out.
It's going to be a classic.
And it was fucking hilarious in Step Brothers.
It was so Nightmare Before Christmassy, that film. A lot of people said it was like Toy Story, but it reminded me of A Nightmare Before Christmas.
How?
Where there was a guy who was set, he has a certain job, he was given his job that he's the bad guy, but he didn't want to be the bad guy anymore. He wanted to go out there and do good, but no matter how hard he tried, he ended up fucking it up anyway, in terms of he released all the bugs, and the Skeleton King obviously fucked up Christmas by throwing all that shit off the sledge and ruining everything.
Kind of like Despicable Me.
Is it a Christmas film or Halloween film? Doesn't matter. Watch it both times.
I do know it's your favourite film, if I'm not mistaken.
Fuck yeah.
Sergeant Calhoun's got a lot of praise in that film. Jane Lynch's Sergeant Calhoun's character has been given very good praise by the House. She completely owned it. She's basically, in ways, a female Master Chief. I think that they could make a movie about her character alone, because obviously they're all computer game characters, but she was, and I quote, programmed to have the most depressing backstory of all time.
Ooh.
And I think that's a medium that could be explored quite heavily in that respect.
I love Jane Lynch. I think she's a brilliant, brilliant actor.
I've only known her in 2.5 Men.
She's in Glee Club.
I can't say I've seen an episode.
Yeah, she is in Glee. She plays Sue Sylvester.
That's it, yes.
Yeah.
What's happened to that now? Is it gone? Is it done?
I don't know. I never really watched it.
I did watch Glee, and I did enjoy quite a few of the seasons, but as it is with seasons that go on for possibly too long, they introduced a whole bunch of new characters, and you just didn't care for them particularly.
Was it kind of like what happened to Skins?
Yes, exactly, yes. The first 2 series of Skins were brilliant. I mean, when these came out, I was just out of school and just going into college.
You were kind of the same age.
Yeah, so I was seeing this and thinking, fucking brilliant, this is what college is going to be like.
Oh, were you just before them then?
Yeah, just
right,
before.
Okay.
So seasons 3 and 4, I knew that college wasn't at all like that. And it was clearly bullshit and exaggerated, but they had a lesbian storyline at the forefront, which is rare, because usually it's in the background, it's not like one of the main plot lines, and it's not particularly much of a draw. That's usually what happens. So it was really lovely to have.
Oh, so this was the root of the story?
Like a main storyline, and it was really, really good. And it was played brilliantly by Lily Lovelace as Naomi and Catherine Prescott as Emily Fitch. They played it really well, and it was just refreshing to have them at the forefront of the series. So yeah, it was great to have that storyline played so well by these actors. So that was great. So
it wasn't a token thing.
No, it wasn't token. Which is so irritating. Like in House House of Cards.
Again, I can't say I've seen an episode. I know. My list of things that I need to see is so fucking bad, it's unreal. I still need to watch Vikings.
Oh, yes, me too. Yeah.
I still need to watch Black Sails.
That's so good.
I still need to finish fucking Chuck.
Oh.
Speaking of that...
And season 4 of Homeland was released today on Netflix.
I still need to see that in the beginning.
Zach Levy, who plays Chuck in Chuck, he's thinking about doing one Chuck movie every year. I'm saying this now, I have just started season 4 of Chuck. I know it finished a little while ago now. I only finished Breaking Bad 4 months ago. What more do you fucking want from me, though?
Blood.
He wants to do a Chuck movie. I'm at season 4 and I'm struggling because it's getting worse.
It's horrible.
Basically, just to tell you what Chuck's all about real quick. A guy works in an appliance store. He inadvertently gets data from the CIA and the NSA embedded in his brain, and it's there permanently. He can't get rid of it. And every time that he sees like a terrorist or something that's related to something within the database, they call it the intersect in his head. He gets a flash of the image and he knows what it's all about instantly, everything about him. Like the Matrix, for example, when Trinity said, I need you to teach me how to fly a helicopter, and then 2 seconds later she knows how. She's in the air.
Right. It's all downloaded into his brain.
Yeah, flying the shit out of that helicopter.
But it's not forever, it's for only a limited time.
Right, okay.
Yeah. It's basically the whole premise is the nerdy guy inadvertently gets the spy abilities in him. He then eventually becomes a spy. And the first 3 seasons are him bumbling around being useless. And in the 4th season, he's this kick-ass spy. And there's a character development is one thing, but they have completely changed this guy.
The whole thing now is all about so much emotions and feelings that...
It's less about the action and more about
it's not even just the action. It's all about... It's like a TV kid. When you watch like cartoons when you're younger, and every episode is meant to teach you a meaning of life. Feels like that every fucking episode now.
Yeah.
Feels like you're watching an old kids TV program. At the end of this, there's a meaning and a story behind this, and you need to listen on all that shit. Yeah. Before it was about real life stuff. It was a lot more realistic with a bit of life stuff, like with meaning of life shit. But now it's just all meaning of life shit.
I thought it should have ended at season 3. I have 2 seasons left to go, and these are 20 plus episodes in the season.
But it's
40 minutes apiece, practically.
But as always, you get Stockholm Syndrome into it, and you have to fucking finish the
I have
season.
to finish it.
No matter how much you don't really want
to.
You have to. 3 seasons you put that much into.
Yeah.
You're going to watch it out.
And now he wants to make a movie a year. I'll probably review one of them, or maybe all of them. I think it's clutching onto fucking straws.
Well, that's the one thing I like about the British comedies, like Black Books and stuff like that. 3 seasons.
Oh, Dylan Moran is brilliant.
Yeah. IT Crowd with 3 seasons, and they carried on to a 4th, and I thought it started a bit. I always think about 3, 4 pushing seasons is actually, I think, pretty good for a lot of things. Well, obviously Game of Thrones is completely different and unique in itself and should carry on forever.
You say that. I think Game of Thrones is getting worse.
Well, they have gone past the books now, haven't they?
In some respects, they've overtaken the books. I know that
and books will always be different to films. They'll never make it exact.
They've caught up at the wall. They're behind on Arya's story with the Stannis siege. They've jumped ahead on that, actually. That battle in the books, that battle hasn't even happened yet. The Battle of Winterfell. I think they're up to date in King's Landing.
But no, but it sounds like they're going to carry on for a while, especially with what's his name made out that is going to be there to his 30. So at least now he's going to be on there for a while. I can't believe I haven't even mentioned this now. There was an interview with Kit Harington. Everyone probably knows about this now, but I think it was 2 weeks ago. Kit Harington was an interview. I can't remember who it was with or what magazine it was. But he was like, I can't tell you that I'm not in it, but let's just say Game of Thrones is going to be a big part of my life till I'm 30 at least. And they were like, but Kit, you're 28 now, so what you're saying is you're going to be in Game of Thrones for the next 2 years.
He fucked up there.
Kit Harington might as well have just said, I can't tell you that I'm in it, but between you and me and the millions of people who are going to read this interview, I'm in it.
Isn't it funny though, they sign all these contracts that say they won't give away information or anything like that, and then they give it away.
What if you're on the other side of that? Say if I was in Game of Thrones, I could just say, I'm going to get drunk and put it on my Twitter account. Pay me to not put it on my Twitter account.
Yeah, but then you could just lose the whole role.
Oh, they can't get rid of Jon Snow, Scott.
Oh, if they swap.
They did it with fucking Dario Naharis. Do you not remember? Dario Naharis, the assistant of Daenerys. Do you not remember? He was like a lot taller, he had longer hair, no beard, and now is shorter with short hair.
Did they swap him and call him the same name? Or is he a different person altogether within the Game of Thrones? If it is, and I realise that, then that makes me hate Game of Thrones a bit. I hate when they swap characters. it kills the realism of the world they have created. It's like you waking up one day and your mom's a completely different woman. Your dad's calling her, his wife, everyone else calling her mom. You're thinking, I have to just call her mom and carry on living my life. No, you fucking wouldn't! You wonder what the bitch is doing in the house. Exactly the same for TV programmes and films. Don't ever swap them. The Mummy did that. Fucked it all up.
So the lesbian story in House of Cards, completely different to that of Skins. Rachel Posner, in season 2, had this little fling with her living girlfriend Lisa, and it was such queer baiting. Diva magazine, October 15 edition of Diva magazine, did a whole article about this, and it was really interesting because they call it queer baiting, not representation. So there are so many people, myself included. You start watching a show and there's one gay character, and you wait and wait and wait for some kind of action because they don't want to ostracise the gay demographic, but they also don't want to piss off all those angry hetero people that are all against it. So you wait and wait and wait, and they finally have some kind of intimate scene, and you are praising from the roof. And then that's it. In House of Cards, it lasted less than one episode. It's like dangling a lesbian carrot in front of my face, and I don't appreciate it. So that's what I liked about Skins. Season 2 and 3, they had this whole time dedicated to this lesbian story, and it was brilliant. However, seasons 5 and 6, absolute shite, because they introduced a whole new set of characters that you didn't particularly care about, and they were all just trying to tick boxes and try and be as diverse as possible, which is great, but these characters were so accentuated and so exaggerated that it just really took away from the story, and that was really upsetting. Which is why in season 7 they reverted back to the Effie storyline, because she had more of a presence throughout. Naomi was back in it, and so was Emily. And that was better, but it was still trying to flog a dead horse, because they'd already fucked it too badly with seasons 5 and 6. Yeah, it's just frustrating, the whole queer baiting thing as well. It's no good. More lesbian plot lines at the forefront of the story, please.
Well, didn't they do 2 series where it was a gay and a lesbian thing that also linked together?
Oh, that was Channel 4. Cucumber. They did 3. They did Cucumber, Banana, and Pineapple, I believe.
I think it was, yes.
Yeah, Cucumber was the main series, and it followed a male protagonist. Banana was more lesbian, and then Pineapple was an online forum. It was a whole discussion thing, and it was it was brilliant. But we haven't had much since in UK broadcasting. In America, they have so much more airtime following LGBT storylines, whereas over here we don't have as much at all.
But eventually we'll copy America and everything.
Yeah, we do tend to follow America, don't we? So it won't be long. Last thing we had was, other than Cucumber, was Candy Bar. Do you remember that?
No.
It was terrible.
Also, actually, going on about the Chuck, he actually did a voice in Halo Reach.
Zach Levy?
Yeah.
Who did he voice?
In Halo Reach, he played Trooper 4.
Very important role, Trooper
That was
4.
my favourite Trooper.
Was it? Of all time?
He was the blue one. He's Googling.
I fucking am!
If he is blue, that would be such a lucky guess.
But no, going back to what you were talking about, Claire, there's more awareness of it now in films. For example, the one that when you were talking about that stands out the most was a film called Paranorman.
Oh,
you know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah,
with this.
that's fucking awesome. No, you can carry on.
I'll do it. You Google Trooper 4. Let me
I
know what Trooper 4 looks like.
If he's blue, I'll be so happy.
He better be.
I'm hoping he's blue. If not, I can
he is the
Photoshop.
blue. I swear he's the blue one. Have you seen Paranorman? Is my first question.
Me? No, I haven't.
Right. Well, if you
Set the
have, you
scene
know
for
where
me.
I'm going. There's no scene that needs to be said. This was more of a twist. Technically a twist. It was a twist, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was a huge twist that, to be honest, you didn't get until the very end type of thing, and it was fucking hilarious.
Paranorman is an animated film. It's rated U. It was out a few years ago. I've only seen it once, so the details will probably be horrendously incorrect. The brother of the protagonist's best friend was being constantly hit on by the sister of the protagonist throughout the film, and he was like this big jock, masculine, man's man going through all this stuff, and she asked him out at the end of the film, and he was just like, I have a boyfriend.
Oh, amazing.
You looked at him and he just looked like the typical typical dumb, normal jock who's just trying to play it cool. He just literally had no
A
interest. 'cause he was
U-rated
gay.
film as well.
And he generally just thought he was, just be nice.
So that's brilliant that they're challenging societal norms, isn't it? Just in...
Or through it, you generally just thought that.
Yeah, it's quite a statement on your own perceptions of people, isn't it? What you label people as.
Well, is it weird? Okay, think of this. Whenever you look at a skull, do you generally think it's a man? Do you ever look at a skull and think that's a woman?
To be honest, I've seen so many episodes of Bones that I can... you know what I mean? Like, it's like when you watch Grey's Anatomy, you feel like you could be a surgeon.
You can't get the bullet out.
Yeah, you've invested so much time watching this. At the end of season 7, you think you could probably do these procedures yourself. So, like, because I've watched so many episodes of Bones, I can kind of tell a male and female skull, which is sad, I know.
Hips, I normally just go by the hip bones.
Yeah.
But no, it's just one of those things. It is, you get categorise them, and then you just carry on.
Yeah.
But is it us doing it or us learning from others?
Yeah, that's it. Is it us doing it, or is it something we've learned from something, and is that something deliberately trying to teach us this or not?
The Paranorman twist reminds me of that music video that the Prodigy did a while ago, where they showed you it through the eyes of the protagonist, if you will, showing, getting wasted, driving around, getting, in a fight and stuff like that, sleeping with women. And then, obviously, the last shot in that movie, the twist, that obviously, if you haven't seen it, pause the podcast, watch it. The song was...
Smack My Bitch Up.
Smack My Bitch Up by the Prodigy. You know exactly what we're on about. Pause it right now.
Released in 1997, would you believe?
Really?
Yeah.
1997?
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
I wasn't even in secondary school. No, I wasn't.
It's good that actors are challenging it then.
Yeah. It was filmed from first person's perspective, portraying drinking, driving, snorting cocaine, violence, vandalism, vomiting, nudity, and sex as well. Yeah, so the unedited version includes heroin use too, hit and run incident, fights with men, abuse of women, and a full sex scene in the unedited version.
So, JJ Abrams got the final cut to that one as well. Anyway, if you've hopefully seen the video, the plot twist is...
The protagonist glances in the mirror and is actually a woman, played by model Theresa May.
Ooh.
Little shout out there.
Shout out to Theresa May.
Yeah, you're listening.
It was nominated for 4 VMAs as well.
And did it?
It eventually won Best Dance Video and Breakthrough Video.
They're still going, though.
In 2010, it was voted the most controversial song of all time in a survey conducted by PRS for Music. There's a funny little factoid for you.
And that was like a 3-minute video, and Paranorman was one film, and yet somehow it took Waylon Smithers 27 seasons to get his shit together.
Yeah, he's come out of the closet now. Fancies Mr. Burns. There's quite a lot of hints though during it. The one where he goes to the ATM and he helps putting Mr. Burns' ATM card into the machine. There's actually been quite a few people who've been hinted at homosexual, transsexual and everything, and bisexual all through the entire seasons. And one of them was
Simpsons.
Yeah, including Duffman, where Bart actually points out that he had a gay relationship.
Oh,
so Duffman, how much you love him,
Duffman.
Joe, has been known as a bisexual. But no, it's actually quite interesting to see. There's actually quite loads of them.
It was always unofficially official about Smithers, though, wasn't it? I mean...
There was plenty of heads
So
up there.
much evidence. The rain... I cheated and watched a video about it. The rainbow in the I think he visited a
No, he
a
was
shop.
shopping,
Yeah.
and a load of gay men in a car came past, wolf whistling and stuff like that. And of course, he was just
It was like, well, oh yeah, because you don't... Yeah.
trying to make out he doesn't know why he was there to Homer Simpson.
But yeah, so why do you think it's taken them so long to make this a storyline? 27 years, was it?
I wonder in some ways if they're going to use it, but they're planning to use it maybe on a time event or stuff like that, or maybe it's just in case the story starts getting bored, or they wanted to maybe bring them out in the correct way they wanted to show.
Yeah, just addressing the issue.
I mean, they've touched on it more on the nose or blatantly than that. Because I remember this one episode, this is many years ago, where there was a character that was brought in. I can't remember if he was a relative or a friend of the family, and he was hanging around with Bart a lot, and Homer was worried that he would have an influence on his son. And it
it's
turns
John,
out-
a store owner.
Yes.
Who befriends the Simpsons family.
And Homer eventually was cool with it, and because didn't he save his life or something? I can't remember.
He was a family friend. This was Homer's Phobia, 15th episode of season 8. It aired in the US on the 16th of February 1997. Yeah.
Fuck.
So Homer disassociates himself from the new family friend, John,
We were barely alive.
after discovering that he was gay, because he was worried
Be like, no.
about that. And he decides to take bar hunting
Yes.
to try and
yes.
assure his heterosexuality, yeah.
So obviously Matt Groening's clearly on the right team in that respect.
Yeah, he's been addressing these issues throughout.
So it's good to know that Matt Groening isn't a dickhead. Speaking of dickheads.
Dickhead of the week.
Yeah, the Dickhead of the Week section of the podcast isn't something that we just came up with whilst Claire was taking a piss. It's something that we've thought about thoroughly, alright? Someone, somewhere in the media industry world,
In the realm of society.
in the realm of, yes, indeed, is almost certainly going to fuck up somewhere. It could have been Konami. It probably will be Konami at some point. But this week, we're going to take
It's
it...
always Konami.
It'll always be
Fuck
Konami.
Konami.
Fuck Konami. Hashtag fuck Konami, apparently. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Anyway, every recurring week, one of us will come up with a Dickhead of the Week. But this week, the first ever Dickhead of the Week is presented by you, Scott. So tell us about your Dickhead of the Week.
Activision. Apparently they didn't have a license for much longer for Tony Hawk's, so they had to bash out a game. So they made this game very, very quickly, put it out with shitload of bugs, and it's awful. Loads of 0 out of 10s, PlayStation score 1.7 out of 5, bugs everywhere. But the worst is, when you buy the game, all you're buying is the tutorial.
The tutorial.
That's it. You have to download the patch, which is bigger than the game you actually brought, which is the game. So imagine if you were at uni or something like that in your house and you don't have internet, you can't afford the internet, you do save up the money you do to buy a game just to sit there and play nothing but a tutorial because you do not have the internet. Obviously it's not that common now, but still, if you didn't have the internet, all you would have is a tutorial. 50 to 60 quid for a game of just playing a tutorial for hours upon end.
Is it even a demo? Is it?
No, it's not Metal Gear Solid fucking Ground Zero. You can shut up.
Fuck Konami.
Fuck Konami. 30 quid for a demo. No, you get the tutorial though.
That's shit.
Yeah.
So you're investing how much money?
$60, 50 quid about here-ish for a tutorial
For a
game.
tutorial.
And the graphics are about as good as the PlayStation 2, basically. Just Google how shit they are.
That's just lazy.
It's worse. The older ones are better.
Do they advertise this as an actual game?
Yeah.
So they're lying to you.
They didn't put it out too much because the fact is they realise it's going to be shit and they need to just shit it out anyway. Hoping that you won't go, is that shit? Just
you buy
ignore the
this?
piece of shit. No.
You didn't buy this. That's
Thank
good.
God.
That's just really lazy. And why would they do this?
Money. And they were losing the licence. They
So it was
basically
a rush job.
yeah.
So
I think it's one of those things. Once it's out, they can patch it, type of thing, because it's out under
Well,
their licence at that point.
correct me if I'm wrong. So what you're saying is they advertised this as a full game, but it was only a demo of the game, but charged you full game.
Trial. No, it's you got the whole tutorial section. So it's you've got the tutorial bit. So you just basically get told, look left, look right. This is how you jump. This is how you do a kickflip. Now you just have to do that for hours upon end. Just someone telling you exactly what to do.
No campaign mode, no online mode,
No.
Unless you had this other part that's
The internet and downloaded the patch,
the patch.
which is basically the game.
That's shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
definite valid dickhead of the week,
Yeah.
I'd say.
So here's 60 quid for a tutorial and hope you have the internet to download the actual game. Otherwise, as I said, you just follow that same repetitive instructions. Click X to jump. Yay!
Yeah,
Click
that's
X
a
to
dick move right there.
That's an erect dick move.
Yeah.
That's like going to the movies and being charged for the privilege of seeing the trailers and then asking
Yeah.
you to insert more money for the actual film that you originally paid to see.
Yeah.
But will charge you the same
The full price anyway.
just because.
We should make a chart. Okay, so we're going to have to put this on a leaderboard of dickishness.
Oh, they've got to be categorised, certainly, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I propose least dick up to worst dick in this way. Like, flaccid dick, then semi-flaccid dick, erect dick, super erect dick, super throbbing erect dick, cock ring, shooting blood. What do you reckon?
Oh, and you have to add in for, like, the ultimate fucking dickiness is Konami.
Okay, so that's
it's going to take something fucking special to get into that.
Not even Konami, I don't think, could hit that
No,
level right now.
Oh, shit, we got into our own category. We don't want that.
So that's like 8 levels of dickishness.
8? Fuck.
Yeah, it's comprehensive, man. We're not fucking around.
Gee.
Okay, so where will...
Activision. Where's Activision
Where's
going?
Activision on this scale?
I think I would have to rank it. Oh, so between semi-flaccid and dick and erect. But I think I might... Yeah, I think I might have to go for erect for that one.
Erect
Full on
dick.
erect.
It was quite
yes.
erect, yeah.
Okay.
Because we were... Yeah, that's the shafting.
I feel like I should have gave it higher, especially... But the thing is, I have the beauty of the internet, so I'm lucky in that sense that I can download the game after I brought it.
Okay, so erect dick. Activision, it's official.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Okay, so Happy Meals. This month's Happy Meal, you and your child can discover the extraordinary world of Roald Dahl. This is off McDonald's website. So this is a review of McDonald's toys that you get in Happy Meals. And this week, according to them, you are bringing to life his fizz-whizzing and fantastical characters that have delighted children for so many years, each featuring extracts from some of Roald Dahl's best-loved stories, all brought together under an engaging theme, so they say. So, okay, that's fine. Very excited. I open my Happy Meal and all you get is a book. Fizz-whizzing? Really?
Fucking book.
I mean, you don't even get a 3-stage instruction pamphlet of what you're meant to do with it. It sounds like they're trying to big it up, but the expectations left me kind of flat. And we have to put up with this series of books for the next 6 weeks, so because that's when the promo period ends. But actually, it's surprisingly good. It's a bit of a different turn that McDonald's have taken.
Oh, that's it right there.
This is it right here, yeah. I've got 3 copies. I've got Clever Tricks, which is from the Twits. I've got Magical Mischief, which is from Matilda. And I've got another one.
So hang on, you've had 3 Happy Meals.
I am committed to this research. I think that's important, yes. So, broad coverage. My other one is Incredible Inventions, which is from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And they are beautifully, beautifully illustrated, of course, by Sir Quentin Blake, one of Britain's best-loved illustrators. He's 82 and is still producing work. He's illustrated over 300 books. He's brilliant. So, yeah, but it is just a book. McDonald's toys, they were shitting, aren't they?
Yeah, you can't... Kinder Surprise toys used to be better than Happy Meal toys at one point. We have a Happy Meal toy over there. It's a shit thing that shoots worse things.
It's Mario shooting fireballs.
But the mechanics don't work.
No.
But that's what you want.
You do. When it works, you're pissed off. You want it to be shit.
So I was thinking, okay, it's just a book. Although it is lovely quality, the page is all in colour, and it's obviously lovely illustrations. Until, that's not all. To support each book, you can download this app that McDonald's has called the Happy Studio app, and it uses voice recognition technology to bring the books to life. So as you read the books aloud, a series of responses will be triggered on the screen, bringing to life the words on the page through sounds, animations, pictures. And there's 16 fun games and activities as well on this app, all themed around Roald Dahl's stories. All of this can be found on their website, and there's also an opportunity to win tickets to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory the musical. It's all on there. I haven't tried this app yet, but I will. We'll talk more about it next week once I've actually used it. You guys can do the same. Let us know what you think. But yeah, in comparison to the toys that we used to get...
See, this whole thing's kind of backfired, hasn't it, really?
A little bit, yeah.
I was hoping, because we knew this, I was hoping that you would turn up with some shit that I could slag off and then we just move on with our lives. But this sounds genuinely good.
It's genuinely decent, which is really frustrating. Yeah, because I was hoping the same. Crappy McDonald's toy, let's rip it to shreds. Comment about how it's such a waste of, resources to make such a shite toy to go in a Happy Meal. Mostly they make you less happy about your Happy Meal, which is no good. But these books have brought genuine joy to my life, so I'm very happy about that. One criticism I have, though, about Happy Meals in general is my desperate need for a car attachment, like a cup holder, but for Happy Meals. Because
oh my god,
the drive over to here after I had purchased said Happy Meals from McDonald's, other fast food retail outlets are available, was that I had to hold it down onto my seat as though I was protecting a child in the car the whole way, because every time I went round a roundabout, my chips were going fucking everywhere.
I've seen you seatbelt a crate into your passenger seat. It's nothing to me.
So yeah, that's what I need in my life, a car attachment, so I can store my Happy Meals without fear of them being injured by my shocking driving. But yeah.
There's the demand, supply it.
Supply demand.
Ronald, if you're listening, sort that shit out.
If someone can make me one, I will be eternally grateful.
And all the 3D printer out there, start designing.
Make it happen. I would buy that. It's a definite business adventure. There is a gap in the market for that, for certain. But yes, if you want these books, hit me up. Drop us an email, barelybanter@gmail.com. The first person who says yes, I'll happily take those off your hands. We will send them to you. So drop us an email.
Speaking of that email address, 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks ago to the fucking day, I might add, I checked this, I sent on the Barely Breathing Facebook group a status saying that I was going to be recording a podcast in the near future. Wanted to basically read any questions that you had, and I promised that they would be answered, and I'm sticking by that. I have not once checked this email address because Scott's in charge of it. I purposely left it in his hands so I couldn't pick and choose. 234 people have seen this status. Okay, now, so a fortnight, 234 people. I'm expecting some emails. I'm expecting everything will be answered by us in as full as we can. So if you please, Scott, could get the email address up. How many questions do we have?
I feel like we need a drum roll.
Right, no. 14 days ago, 234 people have seen the post. How many questions do we have?
None!
Really?
And it's a restraining order.
That was a lot more than I expected. Right, really, none?
None. And a restraining order.
Actually, none. You're being serious.
No, absolutely none. Look.
No one posted.
I've got the button that says load more messages, and every time I click it, it just keeps saying load more messages.
Well, okay, that's great. This is an early night. Really? None?
Get over it.
Even got those little messages is congratulations, you have no email. It's
Well,
nice and tidy.
But that was an email. Was that a question?
No, that's just the background when you have no email.
So the background was a question?
No, it was the stating the fact you have no email.
That's good. I like to keep a clean inbox now again. You're fucking with me, right?
You can click the load more emails button as much as you like, mate.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Couldn't have at least made up something on the spot just then. Nothing.
You have a restraining order.
That's not a question.
I've said that 3 times during
That's a
it.
request.
Sorry?
Yeah, I just did.
Just refresh it now, just in case, because our inbox might be so clogged up that not everything got through.
Oh, loading.
not a thing.
No.
It's not a thing.
Frankly, I'll be stunned if anyone's still. I think I'd have given up on the editing about 2 hours ago.
I would be surprised if we get any emails at all. It would be an absolute delight if we did.
We are
I'd be
offering
very
you
excited.
free McDonald's Happy Meal stuff in exchange for one email. Was that correct? Yes.
Yeah. 3 books, I might add.
Right. Well, it says outro on the sheet. There. This is good. Really, none.
I'm still clicking load more messages and it's not.
Let it go.
Alright,
Let it go.
Fuck it. I don't give a shit. We'll see you next week. Fuck it, I'm going for a piss.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and we will see you again next week, covering many more topics, including the McDonald's app. We're all very excited about that, and we'll get the Dickhead of the Week board up and running within moments. It's going to be beautiful. So hit us up, and we will see you